So I turned 39 last month in February. Shout out to all of my Aquariuses. I actually wanted to get this video up in February, but divine timing, we're here now. In honor of me turning 39, I thought it would be cool to share 39 lessons. So 39 things I have learned, and we're gonna jump right into it. First lesson, your relationship with others is a direct reflection of your relationship with yourself. If you treat yourself poorly, you will unconsciously seek out and tolerate others who treat you poorly. If you treat yourself with dignity and respect, then you will only tolerate those who treat you with dignity and respect. It's kind of like you got to get right with yourself before you can get right with others. 2, saying no is a form of self-care. I've spent most of my life being a people pleaser, and to be honest, I'm still a people pleaser. I think it's one of those things that is just engraved in me, but I have gotten a lot better. And the older I get, that people pleasing is starting to fade a little bit, and prioritizing myself has become a non-negotiable. And I don't know where I heard this. I heard it somewhere, podcast, book, vlog, a friend, I don't know. If you can't say no, then your yes means nothing. We are defined by what we give up, what we sacrifice, and what we reject. So if you sacrifice nothing, you reject nothing, you have no identity. You are just a reflection of the preferences and demands of the people around you. So I've learned that if you don't decide who you are, other people will decide for you. 3, the only failure is not trying. The only rejection is not asking. The only mistake is not risking anything. When it comes to success and failure, I feel like these concepts can get very fuzzy because they only exist in your mind before you do something, not after. And then after the fact, it's like everything will be a mixture of both. So the only real failure is doing nothing. 4, you give power to who you blame. This is a good one. When we blame someone for our problems, we give them power over us. We allow them to define us and to dictate our happiness and well-being. Don't do this. Number 5, solitude is a gift, not a punishment. I really enjoy my own company. I don't fear FOMO anymore. I actually really like being alone. In my solitude, there's so much clarity, there's so much healing, there's self-awareness, and that's something that I can't get with distractions. 6, there is no such thing as bad emotion, only a bad response to an emotion. I've spent so much of my life trying to avoid negative emotions, and I've learned that every emotion can be used constructively or destructively. One of the most useful things you can ever learn in life is how to figure out how to channel your negative emotions constructively. 7, romance should add to your life, not complete it. So basically, you are already whole on your own. 8, your body is your home, treat it well. Sleep, water, movement, and peace are the key to having a glow up. 9, stress ages you faster than anything else. Protecting my mind and body is something that I know my future self is gonna thank me for. 10, healing is ongoing. Whether it's therapy or self-reflection or any kind of inner work will never stop. And I've learned that growth is usually painful to some degree because growth requires loss. Whether that's a loss of your old values, your old behaviors, your old identity. The funny thing about change is that it has this component of grief to it. So be sure to let yourself grieve. 11, money is power. Learn how to manage it. I'll keep this one short and sweet. Financial independence is freedom. 12, opportunities come from taking risks. Staying comfortable is not going to get you where you dream to be. 13. Happiness is an inside job. Whew. There is no relationship. There is no job. There is no status that will make you feel fulfilled if you do not cultivate inner peace. 14. Your past doesn't define you. Growth means letting go of old versions of yourself. 15. You are the only one who can save yourself. No one is coming to rescue you. Not your friends, not your family, not your partner, not your cat. Well, maybe your cat. And yes, we have people in our lives that love us and support us. And that's beautiful. But true strength comes from learning how to stand on your own. 16. The pain you avoid will always find you. When you suppress your emotions, when you suppress your emotions, you avoid healing. When you distract yourself with work or relationships, it only delays the inevitable. At some point, we have to sit with our pain and face it head on. Pain is how you grow. And again, nothing grows from you being comfortable. 17. Forgiveness is for you, not them. When we carry resentment, it's like poisoning yourself, not them. And I think a lot of people think that, oh, if I forgive them, then I'm excusing their behavior. But what it really means is releasing that weight of what you can't change so you can move forward. 18. Time is everything. The older you get, the more you realize how fleeting life is. I no longer waste time on meaningless conversation or like half-hearted relationships or places or things that drain me. And I just realized that my time is the one thing that I can't get back. 19. Comparison is a thief of joy. Your journey is your journey. Stay in your lane. 20. Heels are overrated. 21. Victim mentality is a mindset. I think we all go through this phase of victim mentality. Some people have this mindset their whole life. That scares the bejeebies out of me. And victim mentality is when a person believes they have little to no control over their life. And they often blame external circumstances for their struggles. And don't get me wrong, like it's normal to go through shit. But staying in a victim mindset can and will hold you back from your growth and success. I'm sure we have those people in our lives that blame everyone else for their problems. They're not changing their situation. They're constantly like in that self-pity of like, why me? And you can present a solution to them and they will just resist it. So then they just remain stuck. Any kind of challenge, they look at it like it's unfair rather than an opportunity. So for me, I'm like, I want to be responsible and acknowledge my role in situations and focus on what I can change. And it has a lot to do with shifting your mindset, controlling your reactions. And I feel like people that are in self-pity or that victim mentality, it's because they're seeking validation. You don't need permission to heal or grow. 22. In 2016, scientists discovered that cows produce more milk when they listen to slow, soothing music. Not a lesson, just a cool fact. 23. Boundaries will change your life. Boundaries are not about being cold or distant. They have everything to do with self-respect, with clarity, and emotional well-being. I had to learn this the hard way. When you don't have boundaries, you will experience burnout, resentment, and losing yourself in the needs of others. Strong boundaries don't push people away. They actually help you build strong relationships that are mutually respectful and fulfilling. 24. No one has it all figured out. Even the people who seem to have... My hand wants to talk to. Even the people who seem like they have the perfect lives, they struggle in ways that you don't see. Perfection is an illusion. And this is like a recent lesson for me. The goal isn't to have everything figured out. It's to keep evolving. 25, the art of softening. We live in a world that kind of demands toughness. And so when it comes to staying soft, I truly believe that that is a strength. Staying soft is a strength, not a weakness. And for me, for so long, softness was passive. Like, I was very passive, still kind of am. But softness isn't about being passive. It's about moving with grace and protecting your peace and really just choosing love over bitterness. And I think that staying soft is a superpower. It keeps you connected. When you have a soft heart, it allows you to feel deeply and love fully. And staying soft has a lot to do with responding, not reacting. So it's taking that pause, right, before you let your anger take over. It has a lot to do with boundaries. Being soft doesn't mean being a doormat. And it's about leading with love, not your ego. Compassion disarms negativity. When you stay soft, you're able to nurture your inner world and prioritize self-care and be creative and experience joy. All right, 26. Learning who I am without alcohol. I have been drinking alcohol since I was 18, from like 2020 to like last year. Those years were probably my heaviest drinking ever, especially after my divorce. I pretty much drank every day, Sunday through Sunday. And it got to a point to where, well, one, the older you get, your hangovers are gnarly. They are so bad. So I just got tired of feeling like crap. But on top of that, I have this strong desire to know who I am without numbing myself and feeling everything, the good and the hard. And also like getting to know how to have fun and be fully present. There is no reason for me to drink alone on a Tuesday night, you know, because it was a problem. I found joy in drinking, and joy isn't in a drink. And also just listening to my body. My body was like fed up with me. And I'm like, okay, what does my body and mind actually need? Because this isn't working. My body needs rest. My body needs movement. It needs creativity and true self-care. And when I was drinking heavily, I wasn't able to do those things. With a hangover or with drinking, you don't get good rest. You're not able to move the next day, especially if you have hangovers like me. And I'm just not able to care for myself when I feel like shit. It's really hard to navigate life clearly when you're drinking. I feel like our society kind of like romanticizes alcohol. So I'm like, how can I romanticize being sober? So I romanticize my coffee or feeling good in the morning. It's not about restriction, it's about rediscovery. And I have a book recommendation, Quit Like a Woman, The Radical Choice to Not Drink in a Culture Obsessed with Alcohol by Holly Whitaker. And this book was given to me by a woman that I really look up to. 27, remove your makeup at night. That's really it. That's the lesson. In my 20s, I would sleep in my makeup all the time. Going into my 30s, I got a little bit better at it. And now that I'm at the end of my 30s, I've like mastered my nighttime skincare routine. And since I've been consistent with my nighttime skincare routine, my skin has done a 180. I'm gonna tie this one into 27 too. Wash your makeup brushes once a week. All right, especially if you struggle with breakouts, especially for those of you that wear makeup throughout the week, if you wear makeup often. When I started washing my makeup brushes once a week, I don't deal with as many breakouts. I'll get a pimple or two around that time of the month, but I really do feel like my nighttime skincare routine and washing my makeup brushes has my skin looking the best it's ever looked. All right, 28. Perspective is everything. So perspective is important because it shapes how we see and interpret the world. Your perspective is going to influence your decisions, relationships, and understanding of situations. So when it comes to like art and design, perspective creates depth and realism. And in storytelling, it adds layers and meaning. And in life, when we're able to tap into different perspectives, you're able to tap into empathy, open-mindedness, and just better problem solving. That is something that I practice on a daily basis, especially if I'm going through something. I'm like, how can I look at this from another perspective? Without perspective, we risk being narrow-minded, closed-minded, or missing the bigger picture. 29, the power of routine. There's power in routine because it creates structure. The older I get, the more I really, really value my routine, my morning routine, my afternoon routine, my evening routine, my self-pleasure routine. Being a single mom is hard enough, and I feel like anything that can reduce my decision making, like I need that. I also need discipline, and I have found that creating routines have really helped build my discipline. So when we have consistent habits, we're able to free up a lot of that mental energy for bigger goals and creativity. Routine also brings this stability, especially when you're like in uncertain times. Kind of helps you stay grounded and productive, because over time, these small daily actions compound into major life changes. I think when you master your routine, you master results. Dirty 30, toys are a must. I just posted a video on my favorite toys, and I had to include this one in here. Toys aren't just pleasure. They're about self-care. They are about exploring and creating a deeper connection with yourself. So whether you're solo or with a partner, I just feel like they belong in everyone's life. They give you a better understanding of your body. Like knowing what you like helps you communicate your desires with confidence. When you're in pleasure, it releases endorphins. I feel like it enhances intimacy. And also they reduce stress and help improve sleep. 31. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. Unhealed trauma doesn't just disappear. It's going to manifest in your body, and that can look like anxiety, exhaustion, and even illness. A lot of people think that healing is like a mental process, but it's physical too. 32. Gratitude changes everything. The older I get, the more I realize that happiness is not found in more. It's found in appreciating what you already have. And gratitude is one of those things that shifts your entire perspective. So if I'm having a shitty day, I'll just tap into some gratitude, change my perspective, and I'm back in flow. 33. Your life's purpose isn't a destination, it's who you become along the way. So the goal isn't to arrive at some perfect version of yourself, which for me, that was my path. I was like just striving to be perfect. Perfect in my looks, perfect in the things I did, the things I created. And I realized that it's not about that. The real magic is to keep growing, to keep learning, and to keep evolving into someone that you're proud of. 34. Peace over petty. Stop arguing with people who refuse to get it. For me, that's a really hard pass. Sometimes, most of the time, the biggest clapback is silence. 35. Never let someone with bad eyebrows critique your life choices. Listen, if they can't commit to a good arch, they sure as hell can't judge you. 36. If they wanted to, they would. This applies to text. This applies to effort. This applies to making plans. If they wanted to, they would. 37. 99% of the time, I'll change means I'll be sneakier. I think it was Oprah that said this, but people show you who they are, believe them the first time. 38. Our future self is watching. Make her proud. Every decision you make today is shaping the woman you'll become. So act accordingly. 39. Perimenopause, the sneaky guest that moves in without asking. One day you're just living your best life. And then the next, your body is just like, surprise! We're switching it up. Mood swings, check. Random night sweats, check. Forgetting why you walked in a room, absolutely. Welcome to the club. Okay, so what's the lesson? Listen to your body. She's going through some things. Hydrate like you're fighting for your life. Get sleep. And for the love of all sanity, don't let anyone tell you it's all in your head. Perimenopause is real. It's unpredictable. So buckle up, babe, and stock up on magnesium. And those are my 39 lessons. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. I have learned that it shows me you care. It also helps my channel out a ton. And if you really liked the video, please share with a friend or an enemy. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.